Hello everyone. So today we are going to see the GFGPOD largest BST. So here we have to check what is the largest BST present in the binary tree, and we have not just to check the whole tree is BST or not. Instead, we have to check whether any of the subtree or the whole tree is a BST or not, and we have to return the largest BST size, right? So how can we solve this problem? So basically at every node we have to check whether it is a BST or not. If it is a BST, then we are just going to return how many nodes present from it, and from this level to the lower levels. So let's suppose if 4 is making BST, let's suppose if it is making, then 4 and then this node and this node will be the subtree which is the largest BST, let's suppose. Then it will return 3, right? But in case of this example, 4 is having 6 in its left node, so that's why it is not a BST, and it should not return how many children it is having. It should return that it is not forming a BST. So whatever the parent node present, that is also can't make BST from this, and the parent node also will not consider this subtree, right? And similar approach we are going to apply here. So here in each time we have to check what is the maximum value present in its left subtree and minimum value present in its right subtree, and whether those are like left subtree's minimum value is left subtree's maximum value is less than the current value or not, and right subtree's minimum value is greater than the current value or not. So if those two conditions get satisfied, that means that our current node is forming a subtree, and in that case we have to consider our subtree size. So we have to take a class such that we can keep the maximum, minimum, and the size variables inside it for each and every node. So so in this code, firstly we are going to take a class of G node which will take three variables in it: int min, max, and the size, right? And constructor will take all these three. Now just assign this, right? So we are going to use this G node to keep track of minimum and maximum in its subtrees, and also the size we are getting from the subtree, right? So here it should be static because we are going to take this class inside our static method, and here we will apply it. Yeah, so let's make a function which is having its return type as gnode only, and this will take node root as its parameter, and here we will return the in from our largest BST we are going to call solve function, and it will pass root, and then we will keep the size of root, whatever the this function will give, and we will just check what is the maximum size we are getting. Okay, so before that, let's understand how this solve function will work. So whenever we are getting a null node like 6, from here we can see 6 is present as the leaf node, so it will have its left as null, its right as null. So whenever we are getting a null node, we will make sure that it should return the minimum value as the max and maximum value as min, such that later on we can make our minimum, we can minimize the minimum value, and when it will have the maximum range value, right, then only we can get to the minimum one, and a similar approach for the maximum, because we want a minimum value, so initially it should be max, and such that we can go till the minimum, and similar approach will be for max as well. So let's get the left of the node, left subtree. So L subtree, and here it will be solve root dot left, and similarly we will take care of right subtree, R subtree. Now we will check if L subtree dot max value is less than the root dot data, and R subtree dot min is greater than root dot data. Why it is so? So let's understand this with this example, because this in this example, the two from here is forming a BST. So let's understand this true scenario. So from here, its left subtree will have minimum value of 1 and maximum value also as 1. So it will compare what is the maximum value present in this side. So maximum value present is 1 and that is less than 2. That's why this side is valid. Now this will check in the right side, right subtree. So it will check what is the minimum value present in the left subtree, and if that minimum value is greater than 2, it means all the values present in the right subtree are greater than 2, right? That's why we are checking the critical values. And if it is so, if this condition satisfies, means we have to return the size of left subtree, number of nodes present in the left subtree, number of nodes present in the right subtree, and the current node, right? So here we will return new G node, and that will take math dot min of L subtree dot min, comma, root dot data. I will come here why we are taking min of left subtree dot min, and similarly here we will take math dot max of R subtree dot max, comma, root dot data, and then here we will pass one more parameter, and that is the size. So L subtree dot size plus R subtree dot size and plus 1 for the current node, right? So why we are taking min value even though we have checked that our left subtree's max value is less than root dot data. When the maximum value is already less than the root dot data, then it is obvious that left subtree's minimum value will also be less than root dot data. Then why we need dot min operation here? We should directly pass L subtree dot min, right? But it is not so. I will come to this point. Before that, we will pass if our condition is not true. Then what will happen? Then what we will return from here? We will return a new node, new G node, which will take, which should return minimum val integer dot min value as its min and integer dot max value as its max. So here we will pass integer dot min value and integer dot max value, and here we will pass math dot max of whatever the values present in the left subtree size and the right subtree size. Because let's suppose if the current node is not making a BST, then we will take whatever, if our left subtree was a BST, then that size, if that size is larger, then that will be taken. Otherwise, if right subtree was a BST and its size was greater than the left subtree, then we will take the maximum one, right? That's why here we will use math dot max operation. So here we will take L subtree dot size, comma, R subtree dot size. Okay. So now let's understand this thing. Why we are doing math dot min, right? So when we are getting a value as null, it is returning us max value in place of min, right? And min value in place of max. So here, even though our maximum value was min value in case of the leaf nodes or the or null children, we will have the max as min value, which is less than root dot data. But at the same time, it is having the min value, the L subtree dot min is equal to integer dot max value, right? So that's why we have to take care of the root data and the left subtree's mean value. And here that's why we are taking math.min of the minimum value of left subtree and the root dot data. And this similar approach is for the max also, because in condition of null nodes, or when we are getting when we are at the leaf node, then our right subtree's max value can be a integer dot min value. That's why we have to compare what if our root dot data should be the maximum value, and that should be considered as the max value. That's why we are doing math.max and math.min for the parameters we are taking here. And let's try to compile it and run it. Okay, it got passed. Let's pass some other examples as well. Okay, it also got passed. Let's pass some other like this. Right. Let's try to submit it. Okay. So let's try to understand the space complexity and time complexity here. So basically we are traversing in each and every node, so the time complexity will be big O of n only, and auxiliary space will be a height of the BST, because we are max to max taking the we are going till the height or depth of the BST or the binary tree given. So its auxiliary space is also big O of height of the binary tree given, right? So before ending this video, I will just explain how this is working. Every time, whenever we are getting a null value as the root, we will return its left subtree's min value as max, and max value as the min, such that we can later on get to the exact values. And whenever we are getting a max, whenever we are getting that the current node is forming a BST, we are just going to return the size of left subtree size, right subtree size, and plus one, because current node as well. And these will be and it will be taking the minimum of left subtree's min and current root dot data, and its maximum value will be right subtree's maximum value and uh, root dot data. So this is how the whole solution will work. I hope this is very much understandable to you, and if you find this helpful, please do like, share, and comment. And your comments are highly appreciable. If you find anything which you can share your thoughts, your approach, or you have done some mistakes and you learned from them, please do comment. Thank you.